I don't eat my food without no chili.
Exactly,
That's cool.
But I remember you got some chili from my garden back in the day, and you were like, "Yo, bro, you for real? Straight from the shamba."
Yeah. Because
That really knocked out.
we were over at Steve O's place.
Yeah.
And then we were having like a meal.
Yeah.
So I told Steve, I'm like, brother, there's no chilies, and he's like, give me a minute. So I went to the backyard. So like when he was walking away, I was just watching him like, okay,
Where's he
I asked for
going?
chili.
Where is it going?
Yeah.
He's
And then
wandering
he comes-
away.
Yeah, he comes back with like chili on him, and I'm like, okay, where did that come from?
Yeah.
He's like, straight from the shamba. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, Nigerians will love you for mentioning jollof rice. Yeah.
Big shout out to them.
Shout out to the Nigerians out there. Kash Kid likes your staple, the jollof rice.
Yeah.
You mean the Nigerian jollof rice or the Ghanaian
Yes.
one? Which one you mean? The
The Nigerian, Ghanaian one. Okay, it's fine, but it's not.
It's bland.
It's not too
It's
hot.
not too hot. But
Okay.
now the Nigerian one.
That's the real thing.
If you can survive that meal,
Uh-huh.
then you're a man.
So Nigerians watching this, Kash Kid is giving his vote of confidence. And I happen to be a Nigerian, actually. I was born in Nigeria. And so there's like music to my ear because there's been this long debate about who has the best jollof rice.
Nigerians. of
Again,
course.
Nigerians,
I'd vote for Nigeria.
please look into the camera and say so. So
You guys, I'd vote for Nigeria as the best jollof rice cookers.
absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Absolutely.
maybe, bro, another thing. Now that the host with the most Prezzo,
Yes.
let's engage. I want you guys to share this because I remember I was locked up, in some government program that was not allowing me to step out.
Yeah.
During the COVID period, and I was even thinking of actually bringing compact records to this military camp because during that time, COVID was high. Guys were basically not entertained. But in the camp, I can say, we used to have our own entertainment program, like, the military live large. And shout out to the KDF for this. I come back from this place straight to the studio. I didn't even go to my house because this was like a 3-month lockup and I was homesick. I was studio sick. So I called Prez and I'm like, bro, I'm in the studio. Prez like, you for sure? Because, bro, you've been complaining, man. This needs for a celebration.
That's right.
Where do we kick it? We can't go to any club out here because it's COVID. What do we do? And I'm saying this, we didn't break any COVID rules. This was strictly a family affair.
That's right.
Then again, I call Kash Kid. Kash Kid pulls up in the studio. I call Gabu. I call Frasha. Basically, I'm mentioning these names because basically this was family. This is still family.
Right.
Then I'm chilling at the reception. These guys pull up. I'm sat there doing my, I'm back, and these guys are in the booth. All of a sudden, you guys come up with Hop Step. Man, Hop Step. Tell me, Prez, I don't know. Let me ask this question. When you just had the beat and you were like, man, bro, what do we do? What do we do again? I like one mention.
That's right.
Naitwa Jackson na bado naleta action.
Yeah.
If I don't get, I will be playing this song, but I want to hear Prez say this. Bro, was this one of the points that you had to brag like, you still the president, or was it a good feel vibe from the beat from Kash Kid?
No, it wasn't, like I'm past that bragging stage. Like, for me, it was just, like everybody knows that I really love music, And another thing is like P Unit. Like, we've been with them, like you said, they're family. So when I had the project and shout out to some K as well, I was like, hey, I don't see why not, you know what I mean? So we just jumped on it. And if you think about it, I was just calling a spade because I had essentials, avocado.
Essentials.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we
Yeah.
talk
There you
real
go.
time.
That's right.
Makarao kwa roadblock,
Exactly,
songa
exactly.
kando.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, that was in line with just trying to bend the rules a little bit because we were not supposed to be out. There was a 10
You know,
o'clock curfew, and then this guy was also putting in that vibe like, I have essentials. I'm an essentials goods supplier, so.
Yeah.
Policemen on the roadblock, please give us way.
That's right.
And it was beautifully carved and put in there. So I was like, okay, now
wordsmith.
That Prezzo should not lie to you guys. That was his side hustle. He sells avocados.
He sells avocados.
Yo, let me tell you something. Yeah.
But that was during COVID only.
Yes,
That's right,
You
that's
have
right.
to carry a bunch of them. So when the police stops you, like,
yeah, I'm supplying
I'm
this.
supplying this to the government. My boss needs avocado. Then
Yeah.
you wonder, like, avocado
right,
for eating or for skincare?
That's right.
Because before I got that pass, right? The truth will set you free. I used to play Grand Auto with the cops, bro.
Yeah.
It just used to give me a rush. So I can see them in front there. I turn the car and they just start chasing me. So eventually, I had to get this the essentials. So when we were doing the song, my verse started like Nikona essentials ama avocado, makarao kwa roadblock, songa kando. So people were thinking like, okay, it's a joke. I'm like, no, dude, I actually do have essentials of avocado. And of course, in the car, I had to have like say 2 or 3 avocados just in case I get pulled over.
Right.
And I tell them I just came from doing my last delivery. Matter of fact, there's like 2 here. Would you like some?
like some?
And that was my get out of jail free card.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You even with that, you were creative.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'm even thinking like if you guys could actually allow it, bro. I'm thinking for all that vibe to really hit the spot. We should have the whole set for P Unit and of course Sam K, who was the executive producer of that track.
Yeah.
And basically, we could actually have them around here. You could get a different feel because everybody has their side of the story.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why Prez is only talking about essentials.
Right.
And Frasha has his own way. Frasha is a doctor or is a medical practitioner. And also he had a pass, to allow him flaunt the COVID rules.
That's right. That's right.
And Gabu as well, being a businessman myself. Thank God I had my express, pass from the military. So
No, you didn't have any pass.
bro, I even remember.
You have to make it up, right?
He had a number plate.
Yeah.
You just look at the number plate, you say, yes, sir.
Let's
That's
go,
right, that's
you
right.
know.
But for me, how I survived is I knew people who knew people.
That's right. And you knew Prezzo
Yeah.
too.
So I knew
Actually-
Prezzo, I knew Stevo, I knew Gabu, I knew Frasha.
yeah, that's
So
right.
if they pull me over, like, yo, talk to my boy.
to
Talk to
guys.
my boss.
Exactly.
Actually, around that time, I was called in for some interview around Kilimani. So I got ready. I went for this interview. For this meeting rather. Right. So the meeting didn't go the way. I'm business minded. Like my mind just thinks biz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I really don't have time for let's do coffee kind of thing.
Yes.
Like it's about time. Like it's all about elevation.
Yes.
So I went for the first meeting. It was around maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Right. So when I sat with these guys talked and talked. And then I told them, I'm like, okay, cool. So what are the figures though?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, we're thinking this. I'm like, no, I don't know.
No.
I said, you guys think about it and then you let me know. So this is a Saturday morning whereby I could have just been chilling, So on my way back home, disappointed, I receive a call. This is during curfew time. So I receive a call from a brother of mine, I'm going to mention his name. It's called Nimrod Nick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nimrod Nick,
Shout out,
man.
Yes.
Yes.
One love, brother.
Absolutely.
So Nimrod calls me. He says, yo, what's good? ABC, there's somebody who wants you for a show in Nakuru. I'm like, cool. When? He's like, today. I'm in Nairobi,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. what are we talking about? So the figures were just appropriate.
Yeah.
I called Steve the first time. He didn't pick up. I'm like, Steve, of all times, I need you to pick up this call because this money is just going to slip our hands
Through
just
your
like
fingers,
that.
like that. Right.
So I called Steve now, because of the immunities that we have, right?
Yeah.
We went there, like, in and out like a bank robbery. Went to Nakuru. This was like, we left here at around 6:30. Got there maybe around 9. Did the show. So when we got there, even these guys were offering us accommodation and we told them, no, man.
We're not.
We left families back home. But you see, one thing that I love about a story like that is it goes to show you how committed and determined we are. Because we went there, did the job, got paid, came back. We didn't come back home empty-handed.
Yeah.
No.
So my point is, like also implement this like in life, like you see how the morning meeting didn't go well on my side.
Yes.
And then I think God could just feel like my son is not okay. So God said, don't worry, my son. I'm going to hook you up in Nakuru, my son.
And you ended up saying, thank you, man.
And I ended up saying,
Thank you so much.
man." Thank you so much, man. So it was quite interesting, though.
Yeah.
No, we really go through a lot at times, really. But again, for us to make ends meet, really, there's a lot of sacrifice, which I think a lot of young guys are not really, prepared for, what you have to take, what you have to go through, what sweat you have to put,
Absolutely.
It's,
Sorry, brother. The thing is, like, in life, it's human nature. We normally, like, we pray and ask God to, like, open up the doors and, show us, like, the way forward. You understand, like, opportunities and what have you.
Yes.
Right.
But you see, the opportunity might just be right in front of your face. He's not going to come and tell you, Jones, this is that opportunity that you asked for. But he'll throw it in front of you. So if you don't take it, then it's your loss because
It's on you.
you have to, like, for me, going for Big Brother, it was unlike me to be in that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, I didn't apply for this thing. I didn't do anything, like it just came to me. So I said, maybe this is that opportunity I've been.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So people just have to pick a leaf from that.
I got a question along that line.
Yes.
I think you make a great point because this has been my experience for the last few months.
Right.
Our young people in Africa, and you can chime into this because you work with a lot of young people, and Steve too, and Prezzo. So we say, our young people say, there are no opportunities.
Yes.
And to some extent, they're right because we, the older generation, leaders across the spectrum, political, religious, financial, whatever, we have now made the requisite investment to prepare for our young people. And so some of the blame goes to us, right? But some of our young people say there are no opportunities and we don't have a way to make a living. And as Prezzo says, sometimes these opportunities are right in front of you, right? And when they're given these opportunities, and I speak from my own personal experience, trying to set up this platform, I've had a lot of young people come and go, and I watch them, and I try to bring guidance and correction, and it's difficult, right? And many times they take it for granted, they come in with a demanding attitude. Obviously, some of these guys here are the exception to the rule, but I've had to weed through literally many to get to them. Why is that? Why is that? Why are our young people not taking their lives and the opportunities that they get more seriously?
I think it's also because of culture change, because they're trying to imitate maybe more of the Western culture, and yet we are here. Like, we know things on the ground. And then also, like, when they're coming to get an opportunity, they have certain kind of an expectation.
Unrealistic expectation.
You get unrealistic, and yet you see, for you to expect something, then in you or on you, you have to have something too. You get?
Right.
Because you can't expect something and then like
For nothing.
You get? Yeah. So I think most of them are over ambitious in expectation than on delivery. You get? And then also like they're not taught life lessons well. Let me say that. Yeah, unfortunately, most of them maybe they have it easy, so they don't go through the process. Because even for Prezzo to be who he is today, or maybe for Stevo to be who he is today, or for Jones, like there's a lot you've gone through.
Absolutely.
There's a process you've gone through.
Absolutely.
And you've understood every step of the process. So these youngings, I think, they're missing out on some steps on the process.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we just open up their eyes to know that if you're looking for an opportunity, then be ready to also offer something.
Right.
In return.
Right.
Yeah.
That is profound.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is profound. Yeah.
I think also one key point that they need to know is that like any success is on the other side of fear. Any success, you have to be a respectable person. Respectable, I mean, like, the way you present yourself to people will really count.
Right.
You understand? Like, when you give people that vibe that, this guy is hungry and he really wants this, even the next man, like Kash Kid, many a times I see him telling people, like, listen, holler at me. If you're good, I'm going to give you a beat for free. You understand? Not many producers do that. But then you see, like, some will send their demos to him. When he says, okay, this is not up to standards, and then they start cussing him out. You understand?
Really?
Yeah, true.
But then, like, the respect comes in the sense that if they took time and said, okay, cool, this is not up to standard, why don't you guide me? Like, what did I do?
How can we improve it?
Yeah, what did I do wrong?
Yes.
And how can I make it right?
Refine it.
Yes. And when he says your demo is not up to standards, it's not that he's trying to put you down. He's just trying to bring out
Professional assessment.
You understand?
Absolutely, yeah.
So he cannot like just lie to somebody. And keep in mind he's giving the beats for free.
And his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his time.
Absolutely.
And somebody says, forget that Kash Kid, this and that. He told me mine is. But, when you listen and you learn from, somebody like him. I ask Kash Kid for advice when we're doing tracks.
Right.
It doesn't make me less of a man.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? So, that's just how...
Actually, even to add on what Prezzo said, like 2 weeks ago, on some group, it's an artist forum group. So there's an artist, So there's an artist who sent. There's an artist who sent them like a project.
Right.
That was like I just gave my honest opinions. Like you see,
But
you
bro,
can either
that was harsh.
no, no, you can either take my opinion the way you want,
Right.
But at least it's my opinion. Like
Right.
I'm not judging you, but I'm like, bro,
This is crazy,
This
man.
like the sound quality ain't nice.
But again, I just said, okay, Kash Kid, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. But again, it's been a minute. Maybe he's just started getting high or something. I was like, okay.
No, I was just being honest with the artist.
That's right.
So the artist took it personal. Then I told him, sorry, bro, but it's not.
Honestly.
Don't take it on a personal level.
Right.
But it's just my opinion, my view.
Right.
Maybe to me, I feel like the project is not at par. But to some other person, they'll feel the project is well. But now I'm offering him an advice whereby I've been in the industry for some years. And then I wouldn't want an artist to invest in a project and then end up losing money and then blaming producers, blaming radio presenters and stuff because like they didn't pay attention first to themselves and then also to the quality.
Absolutely.
Because it starts with you as an artist. What do you want? Like what quality do you want to give?
No, you told him the truth. I actually went and watched that video.
Yeah.
I after reading your
stuff.
comment.
Yes.
After I read his
Absolutely.
comment, I went back to view the video.
Right.
Oh man, I couldn't even hit it at that.
So like you guys out there, like young creatives, kindly, if you're given an advice or if you're given an opinion, don't just be quick to take it as a positive or as a negative.
Right.
Take time to think about it. Like, why did this person say A, B, C, this stuff? You get?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because for me to say something or to give my opinion, that means there's something I've noticed about this particular project.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'd love you guys to be more of listeners than to react to something. Yeah, listen, process, and then I'll react.
Also, there's a difference. There's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism.
Right.
You see, like for me,
Right.
my brothers can test to that. Like any constructive criticism that's thrown my way, even if I don't agree with it right now, when I go back home, after all the lights and screams and nothing but my dreams matter, right? I think back and I say, okay, these guys weren't really looking down on me.
Right.
Whatever they said actually has some truth to it.
Absolutely.
Because I'm only human. So my first reaction might be like, you understand?
Right. Absolutely.
But then once it dawns on me, I will reach out to my brothers and say, you know what, fellas, you guys were right, ABC. So let's do it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that means that, the people around you are the right people, because if people don't give you the constructive criticism, then you're actually headed towards the wrong direction. So I prefer somebody who gives me that constructive criticism than somebody who just criticizes for the sake of criticizing.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely.
So
I